Hey, it's Inyoke here. So I've owned the PSVR2 and the Meta Quest 3S for a year now. So we're going to do a little review, a little comparison, and definitely see what I like and don't like about each. So you could see I've added a couple of accessories, especially on the Quest 3S. But yeah, we'll get into it. The PSVR2 retails for $400 USD, but you could get it on sale right now for about $300, and it comes with Horizon Call of the Mountain. I ended up getting mine at $350 at last year's Black Friday deal, and I got Call of the Mountain as well. Now, this is not a standalone device. You do need some kind of computer or console to work with it. So you either need to own a PS5 or a high-end PC that can run VR and use it through PSVR. For PSVR, you do need to buy an extra adapter to hook up your PSVR2, which comes at about $50 more. The Meta Quest 3S, which I have the 128 gigabyte version, retails for $300, so $100 less than the PSVR2. It is standalone, so you don't need to buy any other computers or consoles to make it work. And it usually comes with Batman Arkham Shadow. Right now, I think there's a few other versions and other games you could get. I got mine from Target last year with Batman Arkham Shadow. I bought it at full price, but I got a $100 Target gift card. There's also higher-end Meta Quest 3 versions at 512 gigabytes that retail for $500, but I don't have that one right now, so I will not be reviewing it. I actually had a bit of experience with VR in the past when the PSVR 1 came out for the PlayStation 4. That was about 7-ish years ago, so it's been a while since I've touched VR. I still felt very new. I still got a lot of motion sickness at first, and still feeling my way around overall. Back then I played 2 games that I remember. My first game was Beat Saber, and I revisited that again with the PSVR 2. And then the second one was Rick and Morty. That device I actually didn't own, but now that I could own my own VR devices, I was excited to try them out for the past year. For storage, I bought both the headsets a hard case. I don't necessarily carry them outside of the house or travel with them, but just keeping them inside with dog hair or cat hair floating around, and also the risk of them falling and damaging, I wanted to make sure they were protected. So the Meta Quest 3S, I got the Bobo VR case because I used the Bobo VR headset with it. My cat's meowing in the back. So it fits, I think it's compact enough where it fits into the shelving of my entertainment center. You could even get a smaller case. Meta provides their official one that's smaller, that doesn't fit the head straps from like Bobo VR, but there's different options out there. It has room on the side to cover the headset, but it also has this nice little mesh pocket, which I really like. It has a strap to secure everything in. I keep some extra accessories like the old straps. I just keep it in here just in case. A headset, and so that fits in nicely. The battery area there, which I had charging out, so it just fits magnetically there. It's pretty secure, just a nice little holding place. And I have my hand sets as well, so those all fit nicely in here. And on the other side, I keep my cleaning cloth, a few extra accessories, like if I wanted to change out the front face stuff. I also can easily put my MX ink pen in here as well, and I keep it closer to here so it lines up with here and doesn't kind of dig into the headset. Now for the PSVR2, it was hard for me to find something compact that was hardcover, so I ended up going with this one, I think this is from Power A, partnering with PlayStation. So they have some official PlayStation branding here. This one is kind of a behemoth. It does not fit into the shelving there. So I end up putting it like downstairs in storage or just sitting on a chair or something. But this houses all the PlayStation VR headset and hand straps as well. I like keeping sanitizing wipes nearby, so there's a lot of space in here. I don't know if they could have made it more optimal, but the headset is actually kind of horizontal with the handsets here, and they fit in perfectly and nicely into these slots. Extra accessories as well, my cloth cover, my earphones are much better than the out-of-the-box ones. The actual headset with the cable here, and it comes with a strap you can secure everything in. It doesn't come with a extra pocket, so I just have this kind of around the cleaning cloth, so I just stuff it somewhere. So yeah, this is what I have. These are the little size comparisons. As you can see, very big difference in size. Also, I'm able to do this with one hand because they don't have my headsets in there. Otherwise, it would be way too heavy for me. The PSVR is super comfortable. PSVR2, you really don't need to buy anything new other than I highly, highly recommend changing out the earbuds. So I have these kind of hanging earbuds. And it's pretty easy to remove too once you get used to it. Unfortunately, it doesn't really fit in the case with it on, so if I want to store it in the case, I do have to remove this all the time. Some people just simply store this in a drawer, and that works for them. I don't have a drawer nearby that's big enough, but yeah, so it is hanging a little bit loose, but it snaps to your head in a comfortable way, so it works for me. I like to adjust mine a little bit up to my ears. So yeah, you could adjust these, and yeah, this is what it looks like with it all. And before and after I use it, I usually wipe my face with like the sensitive cleansing facial wipes, and then I wipe like around the areas in the earphones as well because my skin's pretty sensitive. And wearing the VR headsets, I have gotten breakouts and stuff, so you just want to be aware of that and cleanse your skin and the equipment as well. Try not to cleanse the lens with that. Don't use the facial wipes on the lens because it will smear it. If it gets smeary, you can put a little bit of Windex on a paper towel or like a cleansing cloth, and don't spray the Windex directly on your device, but put it on a cloth and then wipe it with Windex a little bit, and just use microfiber to wipe out the lens inside. So the way I put it on is, for the PlayStation VR, there's a button you pull out and you hold, and so make sure it goes all the way over. I first like to make sure, turn it on with your PlayStation device, or you could connect it to PC. Make sure it's on, and then so you could see the screen, and then I like to adjust the eye first and then adjust everything around there. So I first adjust the eye, and then you might have to go in between the earbuds a little bit. And this is I'm actually seeing a black screen because I'm not connected to anything right now, but I first make sure it's comfortable around the eye, and then just hold it from the front, and then I have my strap a little bit lower toward the nape of my neck and just tighten it a little bit, and just like give a little shake test, maybe tighten it a little bit more if you want it more secure. But yeah, that's what it looks like. And then you could adjust this in and out as well. This is really helpful when, if I can adjust it all the way out, and then I could see around. So it's helpful that it adjusts all the way out like this, and it doesn't rest on your face, which is so comfortable for me. This has been so comfortable that I've been able to use this like laying down on the couch as well. It's been just like watching either movies in 2D mode, playing games that way. It's just been super comfortable. But that's what it looks like with the PlayStation VR2. And it's even more comfortable with this extra accessory I got, which makes it kind of a soft feel as well. It really feels like you're wearing a pillow. So I'll link it down as well. But to prevent scratches, and also sometimes it helps to stay up, I got this cover. And it's machine washable, so yeah, it can get sweaty. But I got this cover to put over the outside of my PlayStation VR headset. And so I'll put it on now to show what it looks like. So this is what it looks like with the cover. I actually don't have a cover for this one. I'm sure that they make it for PlayStation VR2, and I might get it another time to protect it even more. But it's so comfy, as you can see. It's just like, feels like you're wearing a pillow around your head and stuff. So that's the way I like to play it. It's completely optional. I play it just fine without it as well, but I do like to have it on. For the PlayStation VR handsets, again, I tend to flail and knock things around, so I did get these covers to go around it as well. So that's why it looks a little bit different. These covers are great. So I did play the PlayStation VR1 briefly that came out a couple years ago for the PlayStation 4. And I gotta say, I kind of feel like I like those controllers better than these, especially with some high intensity games. Like I was playing Beat Saber the other night, and I feel like I had to grip it more on these because I don't know if I really like this whole thing here. It was knocking against my hand while I was playing Beat Saber, and I felt like the back of my hand was kind of bruising a little bit. So I didn't really like that. I think maybe it's just like I just need to change my grip. I just probably need to grip it tighter. But when I kind of just like flinging things around in Beat Saber, it wasn't the most comfortable, but I'm kind of new to playing that game in PSVR5. And also that game's not really supported anymore going forward. So that was really the only game I felt uncomfortable with the hand straps. Some people really like the hand straps because it's easy to kind of just keep on your wrist, because you can just do this and your hands are free and it doesn't go anywhere, and you kind of like bring it back to your hand. And it's kind of easy to do that. You could do some cool tricks with this and everything. So that's my experience with it. Other than that, it's pretty good quality handsets, and you could use them as controllers without the VR headset on your PlayStation 5 as well. So for my Meta Quest 3S, I definitely upgraded a lot of things. This is very different from what you get out of the box. For one, it doesn't come with this whole area here. It comes with, in my opinion, a very flimsy strap. This was so uncomfortable for me to wear just out of the box. It was resting fully on my face and like my cheekbones. I have pretty high protruding cheekbones, I feel, so it was just like, I felt like it was dragging down my eye sockets and skin, and it still kind of does. This helps immensely, but it's still, I think, from resting maybe 90%, 95% on my face now, like it's resting 50 to 60% on my face. So there's still contact there. And so this Bobo VR head strap helps where I could kind of secure it more to my forehead. But this front part is just so heavy, and it's the way it's designed to make it more compact, but it's not my favorite with comfortability. What I do try to also help with that is adding in a counterweight on the back side, because this is still so heavy on the front. So I have my Bobo VR portable battery, that extra battery that it's optional to put in, but now I pretty much have this permanently on. And it's nice that it just attaches magnetically, and I have it permanently on, and so it helps with the counterweight balance a little bit. You might not be able to see it clearly, but I also added a little hair tie here to try to keep this up, because it tends to drag down and just the weight brings it down. So this kind of helps keep it up a little bit. It's not going to last forever. I kind of jury rigged it a little bit. That's what I have for now. So I have a hair tie there to try to keep this up. And so with this cord, this is permanently attached to the back of the Bobo VR to connect to from the battery to the power there. And when it's not in use, I just like to store it in the front strap around here, so it just stores in there pretty neatly and nicely. Other things I added a sleeve that has some cat hair on there. But yeah, because I'm clumsy and because I tend to scuff things, I have my sleeve. And so I also added this like silicone mask, because the inside, it is fabric and I feel like it would be hard to clean. So this is easier to wipe off and feel like more sanitized every time. So yeah, that's like the upgrades I have to my Meta Quest 3S. I think honestly, with all the upgrades, I felt that were necessary for me to enjoy the Meta Quest 3S. It pretty much came to the same price I paid for the PSVR2, because I really didn't need to buy anything extra for the PSVR2 except maybe the headphones. The audio on this is actually pretty good. I don't feel like I need to buy any headphones. It is really good, and I stream a lot from this device directly, where it picks up my voice when I'm able to hear, and then when you play it back, my gameplays on YouTube, you don't hear like any echo or anything. So yeah, this is how I put it on. It's a little bit different here, where you have to turn this dial to make it all the way out. It's helpful to have these at the top as well to secure it. And again, I tried to position it what looks best with the clarity on my eyes first, and then I adjust from there. Let me put it with the battery pack so it's more true to how I look and stuff. So that's what it looks like with my Meta Quest 3S with all my accessories. But I do like that this one's more compact, for sure. And for the hand straps, I have added the handset covers, again, for more protection. So those are my covers, and it has extra straps here. Meta Quest comes with this little hanging strap, but I have this one for just extra grip and everything. Another accessory I wanted to mention that has been quite a game changer for me, MX Ink Logitech pen. This, I believe, is only compatible with the Meta Quest devices, so you could work with the 3, the 3S. is about the same price as an Apple Pencil. You could use it for pretty much any app. Of course, most useful for drawing or painting apps. I recently got this, but I've already been spending hours using this and having a lot of fun with drawing and painting. And yeah, it just was very ergonomic for me. This is one of my favorite accessories. Again, optional, but I highly recommend if you like drawing in VR. Comfortability on the PSVR2, you have more adjustments that are precise for the resolution, comfortability, and just how clear the screen is. For the Meta Quest 3S, the cheaper version, you don't have as precise. However, you could kind of jiggle the insides of the lens. They have like 2 or 3 lock positions, and you could kind of manually jiggle it ever so slightly in between as well. But they have 3 lock positions. In the more expensive Meta Quest 3, it's more precise though, and you can move those eye movements. But I never really had trouble with it being clear for me. They both have their pass-through button on the bottom. The Meta Quest 3S has their volume on the bottom and power on the side. The PSVR has their power on the bottom. There actually is not a volume. Doesn't look like there is a volume button for the PSVR2.